a Friday afternoon in Louisville, 2 bodies have been found shot to death in a car. And police have an initial theory.
Especially with a female and a male, a lot of times you may think it's a murder-suicide.
But after a more thorough investigation of the car, everyone is now leaning instead toward a double homicide, likely a shooting from behind. A bullet casing is found in the well of the back seat.
The shell casing back there looked like a small caliber.
Meanwhile, the coroner supervises as the bodies are pulled from the car. First, the man behind the wheel. Crime scene technicians place paper bags on his hands to preserve evidence. Possible DNA and gunshot residue for the next day's autopsy.
We will do it all just to make sure that nothing escapes.
As they examine the bodies, there's no joking, no gallows humor. There's great respect shown for the victims, for their humanity, and maybe, says Holmes, their souls.
Yeah, the person's dead. And whatever is after that, is your own belief. But we just don't know how long it takes. If they've been dead for 15 minutes or they've been dead for an hour, are they completely away?
Go ahead and bag them up and everything. Just zip them up.
Minutes later, investigators unfasten the girl's seatbelt to examine her. The deputy coroner finds what appears to be 2 gunshot wounds in the back of her head.
We're strictly doing a quick once over here. We want to get them to the morgue to preserve them in the cooler as quickly as possible.
Investigators also notice something suspicious on her back.
No, there's a burn here. This is burned here.
And speculate she might have been tortured until they figure out what really happened. The car's seat heater remained on after the shooting and burned her.
It's really consistent with the seat. Now in the morning, the medical examiner will confirm that, but I really believe that's what it is.
While the bodies are wheeled out to be taken to the morgue, investigators stay behind to track down more leads.
The first 48 hours here is crucial. It's still a hot topic in the community. You're getting very good tips from people in the community.
Meanwhile, Assistant Coroner Joanne Farmer, a former nurse who's retained her warm bedside manner, will talk tonight to family members.
Making death notification is absolutely the hardest part of our job. We can't make a difference in what has happened here, but we can orchestrate how the families are handled.
Now at her coroner's office, Joanne comforts the father of the 18-year-old girl.
Do you have any questions for me about anything about this? They were found in the car.
I'm too confused with everything.
I know you are.
She does her best to ease the blow of his daughter's sudden death, explaining that the teenager did not suffer.
I'll tell you that. It was instant. She would have lost consciousness immediately from that. I'm just so sorry to have to talk to you about this.
Overnight, the body of his daughter has arrived in the morgue, in the same building as the coroner's office. She and her boyfriend will be autopsied in the morning by the medical examiner, Dr. Tracy Corey.
The good forensic pathologist simply lets the victim tell their story.
Those examinations, those victims' stories, will be Dr. Corey's only chance to help the criminal investigation, perhaps to find evidence to help trace the killer.
I basically have one bite at the apple. I have to think of answers to questions that haven't even been asked yet, because I have only one opportunity, basically, to collect all of the physical evidence that I think I need.
Dr. Corey is about to find out if the killer left behind any clues.